Hey guys, welcome back to another tutorial. If you guys are new here, welcome. I hope you find lots of helpful information, some inspiration, tips, tricks, all of the things that I have to offer you. Today we're going to be taking it back to kind of a simple design. We're just going to work on this 4-split tumbler. And I will let you guys know right now, you're going to see another one of these in a couple of weeks because I love these 4-split cups. I'll have all of the products listed in the description box below, along with all of my discount codes for you guys to use for a percentage off of your orders. And we're going to start off with a prepped base on this stainless steel 20-ounce tumbler from the Tipsy Magnolia. This is a striping assistant tool is the technical term for it, from the Amy's Make Everything. And I just stick a little tiny Sharpie in there and mark off my straight lines. It takes me seconds to accomplish. And then what we're gonna do is mark off or tape off the 2 sets of lines that are going to hold the lightest color of glitter, if that makes sense. So I wanna apply my white and my lightest pink color very last so we can avoid cross-contamination of the darker glitters. And then the open spaces on the 2nd and 4th quadrants that you're seeing here, those are going to be my darkest colors. So we're going to start with this dark to medium kind of pink and then a light pink. We're putting Diamond Elite on the 2nd line. This is from the Diamonds and Dust Patreon group. This is not, as far as I'm aware, available to the public, so you would have to get something comparable. Lassie from Peachy Olive Glitters on a light to medium base would be comparable. And then we'll go in with the darker color. This is Dream House from Peachy Olive Glitters. As always, I have a discount with Peachy in the description box for you guys to use. We're going to tap off the excess, pat down any glitter that may be sticking up to avoid any extra coats of epoxy. We'll let that cure overnight, and then we'll move on to our next steps. I did pull the tape on this immediately. If you let this cure with the tape on it and you go to remove that tape after it's cured, it is going to pull your glitter up, so make sure you're doing that right away. And then I spray sealed once, and then I went over my glitter with some Crystalette glitter glue just to make sure that it was going to stay in place. I'm very particular about cross-contamination on my glitters, especially these 4-split tumblers. So if you are particular like me, just make sure you're sealing that with some glitter glue, Mod Podge, something of the sort. After that glue had dried, I taped off the 2nd and 4th pieces that we had just glittered, and I'm going to repeat the same process. So we will spray paint the 1st and 3rd portions of this split tumbler, and then we're going to go in with glitter. The pink is Barbie from Peachy Olive Glitters. This is from the newest palette that was made available before the mini palette, so it would have been June, I believe. And then the top color is Neve, if I'm saying that correctly. We're going to repeat that same process, pat down that glitter, seal it, put 2 coats of Flynn Sisters epoxy over it, and we're going to sand the rim on the top and bottom to make sure we don't have any pokey edges sticking out on any of those. And then you do want to also sand in between the colors that you've got going on here, because you don't want any bumps whatsoever over where your striping is going to go. Because it's a metallic vinyl, it will show every little bump that is on your tumbler. So just ensure you're spending extra time doing that to make sure that final result looks good. After everything was sanded down and smoothed to the touch, I went over that with a paper towel and 91% rubbing alcohol. And I used this metallic gold vinyl. I got this on Amazon, and I cut out a whole sheet of them. I just keep them on hand because I use them so often. But I cut them out at 11.5 width by 0.10 height. And that's a pretty standard size that I use for all of my 4-split tumblers, anything that's like a half split. I use that size in 0.08 very often. So if you want to keep that in the back of your mind, I just save a whole project, keep it in my Cricut design space, cut it as needed so I don't have to bother cutting it each time. After all of the vinyl striping was applied, I put a coat of polyacrylic over top of that just to make sure there was no lifting at the seams of these gold stripes. And then after that was dry to the touch, after about 20 to 30 minutes, I went in with one final coat of Flynn Sisters regular setting Artist Cure resin, and the tumbler was completely done. If you guys would like to see more beginner-friendly tutorials, just let me know in the comments below. If you have any designs that you've seen that I've made and you would like a tutorial on them, you're welcome to request that as well. And that is all I've got for you guys for today, and I will see you next weekend.